All right, welcome back to the Ja Life channel. I am, of course, Ja, and we are working toward the 100 live guitar practice streams. So today we mark upon day 65. Thank you all so much for joining me. I always greatly appreciate that. Thank you for joining the journey. I'm excited to see how good we can get, how comfortable we can get after 100 days. So thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate that. I always ask you to, not just watch the video, but either pick up the guitar or get your notebook out and pen out. There's oftentimes I'll watch YouTube videos and there's a lot of information in there, but once the video is over and I kind of forget about it. So I started watching YouTube videos with pen and paper. I think that helps tremendously. But either way, I challenge you to follow along and learn some tips, learn some exercises, learn some things that can you can adopt into your daily exercises and your practice routine, so that way you can become a better guitarist yourself. So again, thank you all for joining, and let's go ahead and dive on in. And if you're into music and guitar and all things music, go ahead and hit the subscribe channel. I'd appreciate that. So, all right, as you can tell by today's title and thumbnail, we're getting into major and minor scales again. And I've basically found out that there are two patterns, just two patterns, one for the major scale, one for the minor scale. And basically you can play it anywhere and you're still playing a major scale if you're following one pattern, or if you're following the other pattern, you're playing a minor scale, no matter where you're at on the guitar. So that's what's pretty cool about guitar. There's a lot of mirroring, there's a lot of mimicking of same patterns, things like that. So it seems very complex at first, and it is, don't get me wrong. Be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself. I always stress that. But just keep getting that practice in day after day. I like the saying, keep laying those bricks to build something, right? It takes a brick at a time. Takes 15 minutes a day, takes half hour a day. Each brick builds something great. So just stick with it. But I know it can be intimidating at first, but a lot of it does just kind of like duplicate. So for example, we have the C major scale down here, starting with C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, returning to D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So that's the C major scale. All right, let me see if I need to get a second camera. Got one on order, so camera quality should be improved after a while. But see, it's starting with the middle finger, 6th string, 8th fret. It's that gray sticker on mine going to the purple one, that D. So it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? And you can go in reverse, obviously, if you really wanted. All right, so that's the C major scale. But if you do that same pattern anywhere, say you wanted to start here, 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 it doesn't matter where you start, but wherever you start on, this is where they normally start with the C major scale. And you start with the C major scale. The reason that one's the easy one, because if you have it all written out, which check the pinned comment below, I'll be sure to kind of leave a diagram there of it all laid out, so that way you guys can kind of understand what I'm talking about. But the C major scale is very easy to remember because there's no sharps, there's no flats, and it's just in alphabetical order, starting with C though. So it's C, D, E, F, G, wrap it back around to A, B, returning to C. So the C major scale and the A minor scale, because the A minor scale, you have to start on A, obviously that's the root, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So the A minor scale and the C major scale are very easy to memorize because it's just in straight order, no sharps, no flats, nothing to confuse you, with. So I like to practice those a lot. So if you go to the C major scale and you practice that pattern, it's middle finger, pinky, fifth string, it's index, middle, pinky. Fourth string, it's index, ring, pinky. Third string, it's index, ring, pinky. Second string, it's middle finger, pinky. First string, it's index, middle finger. And then you can go in reverse if you really wanted to, but that's the C major scale. If I move that up here and I follow that same pattern with the middle finger, pinky, index, middle finger, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, middle, pinky, index, middle, I just got the A major scale. If I come way down here and I play the pattern, starting with my middle finger on the 6th string, 11th fret, that is a D sharp note or a E flat note, however you want to look at that. So if you start there with your middle finger and you play that same pattern, again, it's middle finger, pinky on the 6th string, 5th string goes index, middle, pinky. 4th string goes index, ring, pinky. 3rd string goes index, ring, pinky. 2nd string goes middle finger, pinky. 1st string goes index, middle finger. So it's the same pattern. So therefore that's the D sharp major scale or the E flat major scale. But yeah, so you can move that anywhere. I can move that way up here, starting on the G note. Okay, so this will be a G major scale. So you just follow that same pattern, which is whole step, half step, whole step, half step. That's all we're doing. So as long as you follow that formula, again, I'll put it in the pinned comment section below. I'll make sure to put that all of this written out, so that way you can kind of put some words to my verbals here. So make sure you check that out. But yeah, so going up here with the middle finger, for example, middle finger, 6th string, 3rd fret is a G note. So you play that same pattern, middle finger, pinky, 5th string, index, middle, pinky, 4th string, index, ring, pinky, 3rd string, index, ring, pinky, 2nd string, middle finger, pinky, and 1st string, index, middle finger. Okay, that's the G major scale. Again, check the pinned comment below, and you'll see all the notes, for the all the different steps, and you'll see that I'm playing the G major scale. Again, you can move anywhere. Move down here to the 7th fret, middle finger, 7th fret, 6th string. Play the same pattern. You'll play the B major scale. You can check the sheet below, but it's B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, B flat, B, D flat, E flat, E, G flat, A flat, B flat, B. Okay. That's the B major scale there. Yeah. Okay. So again, that would be the B major scale. So same pattern again, used everywhere. Here in a minute, we'll get into the A minor. But again, if you're ever confused and you need to figure out, oh, what was the pattern? I kind of forget what it is. Going up here on the G, because it's hard to remember, because there's in the G major scale there are sharps and flats, and the A major scale there are sharps and flats. So, but if you just return to the C major scale, there are no sharps and flats. So it's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, return to C. So you can return here with your middle finger on the 6th string, 8th fret, run the pattern, with your fingers, so that way you can kind of sync up and understand, okay, I use my index finger here, or now I use my pinky here, or, whatever it might be. You'll start understanding that. So just run the C major scale a bunch, and then just try to go and play it in different spots, and just follow that same pattern, and you'll be good. You'll be playing a C major scale. You'll be playing the A major scale. You'll be playing the B major scale. You'll be playing the D major scale and the E major scale. You can play all of the sharp scales, the F sharp scale, the F sharp major scale, the G sharp major scale, the A sharp major scale. You can play all of them if you follow that one pattern for the C major. See? Now you can move it anywhere. Let's move to A major scale. See? Let's go down here to the D major scale. A little sloppy there, but you got the idea. Still the same shape. Let's play an F sharp just to show you that it can be sharps also. Bigger stretch here. See? So learn the C major scale, and you'll be good with that one pattern to play all of the major scales. So not really a trick, it's just the way it is. So now let's go ahead and show you the minor scale. So the easy one for the minor scale to remember is the A. So go find the A note on the 6th string. There it is on the 5th fret. So after you do some stretches and warm up your wrists and fingers if you haven't already done so, we will put our middle finger, nope, not this time, on the C major scale, we put our middle finger on the C note. On the A minor scale, to start the pattern, just the stereotypical to start the pattern, you typically want to start with your index finger. So let's go ahead and put our index finger on the 5th fret, 6th string. Now we're going to play the A minor scale, because remember, the A minor scale is just easy to remember. There are no sharps, there are no flats. It's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So simple. C major is also very simple. It's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So, but with the minors, it's the A scale that is the easy one to remember with no sharps and no flats. So find your A. Now let's run the pattern. We just want to find every note that is an A note, B note, C note, D note, E note, F note, and G note, and just no sharps and flats. Just play all the whole notes. So it'd be like this. Okay. So again, that's the A minor scale, and that's just following here. If you can see my stickers here, it's following here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So with the hand, it goes index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, slide up a fret, index, middle, pinky, slide back down a fret, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky. So let's try to play that a little bit. Sorry if you got to rewind that a little bit or pause it. But these are live. I know these are live video recordings. I just wanted to get used to the guitar. I just want to hold myself accountable. I just want to start putting stuff on YouTube just to see if I could get some subscribers, get some people, liking the videos and watching or anything like that. Hopefully I could help somebody out. So I just wanted to learn the YouTube platform as well. How do you post? How do you make a thumbnail? How do you, do a live versus a regular post and all the different, ins and outs and the analytics behind it. So I just wanted to play around and learn. So, and learn the guitar as well. So double dipping. But anyways, yeah, with the A minor scale, again, it has no sharps and flats, so that's the easy one to remember. So once you put your index finger on the 5th fret, 6th string, and then you understand what fingers go where, like I was just showing up close on the screen, you'll be able to play the minor scale all over the fretboard. So here, let's just run through the A minor scale a couple more times. Typically, when I work scales, I go, both directions. I go up and down, just to understand, so your brain's not tricked. You can go both directions. It's just a good habit to do. So again, if you take that pattern, take it anywhere, and you'll play the minor scale. So just to build it, and if you like, for example, let's say you slide down here and you start trying to play it, and you're like, I forget, what the pattern is. Okay, well, just go back to where you started on the actual A minor scale instead of the D minor scale or the E minor scale or the B minor scale or something like that. Go back and find your A minor scale. Now you have your stickers that show you what notes are what. So now okay, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Boom. Okay, now I got my pattern. Okay, now I can move it. So these stickers are great. As a beginner, I really, really do recommend them. At first, it was kind of hard to slide up and down with those stickers, but in time, you get kind of used to them, knowing, how much friction and how much pressure to put and things like that. So you get used to it. But I highly recommend these stickers for a beginner, until you're 100 days in, until you've kind of figured out how to crawl and you know where certain notes are, how to do certain chord shapes, how to do a certain couple scales, the major scale, minor scale, pentatonic scale, things like that. After you've worked through about 100 days, I don't know, maybe then take off the training wheels. But everybody's different, so just whenever you're comfortable. My next guitar, yeah, won't have the stickers on, so but for this one, I always keep them on because I started to think, if I take it off now, it's just gonna have so much, gooey stuff on there. I'd have to get some goo going, and this will always just represent my beginner guitar, and I'm cool with that. So, but all right, let's run that minor scale. Index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring. Slide up a fret, index, middle, pinky. Slide back down a fret, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky. Okay, so you can take that anywhere. Let's go up here. With the minor scales, there's that on what strings is that? Strings 3. It's really just string 3. You have to, depending on which direction you're coming from, you have to kind of step off on string 3, go up a fret to frets 2, or just back a fret depending on what scale you're running it from. So there's like a little jog step in there, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to play than the C major scale. The C major scale, you stay within the frets 7, 8, 9, and 10. You don't really go. You don't go outside that framework. But with the A minor scale, you go outside the framework a little bit on string 3. You have to do like a little jog step. So it's a little different, a little harder, but you get used to it once you run it, 100 times, 200 times. Okay, so foot itches. All right, so now we're just going to keep running that pattern just to show you that once you learn an A minor scale here, and you know what fingers go where, and you understand that jog step on string 3, great, you can play any minor scale. Okay, you were having your root on the A note. Well, have your root on the B note, have your root on the D note, have your root on the F note. Be hard to do it on the F note because then you can't have that jog step on the third string going that direction because you have that nut there. But you start here on the F sharp. Let's do it just to show you. See? The G flat minor scale. Yeah, there you go. G flat minor scale. So, yeah, again, 2 patterns. One for the major scale, one for the minor scale. That's all it takes. 2 scales. So knowing the pentatonic pattern's actually a little harder because there's 5 different positions with 5 different ways of doing it. The major and minor scale, it's 1 pattern. For A major or C major, A minor, 1 pattern for each, and then you can play all of them. Just depends on where you put your root. So that's just to like learn. That's like, entry level, just trying to, figure out what the pattern is. And a really good way to learn it, just like with the pentatonic scale, don't just run it as a scale every single time. Just, up and down, up and down. That can get so boring, right? So one thing to like mix it up and to play around with is once you know the whole pattern, just kind of break it out and like have fun, freestyle, whatever you want to do it, noodle, whatever you want to call it, on like just 2 of the strings or just 3 of the strings. Maybe just the top half, first 3 strings, 1, 2, 3. Play around on those 3 strings for a little bit, here, like in the C major scale. All right. So maybe play around on the strings 1, 2, and 3 within the C major scale. So you have to play whole notes, no sharps, no flats. So here you go. So it's good to not just run the scale every time. It's good to mix it up, right? Just like with everything. So run the scale, get to know the scale, understand the pattern. But then once you understand the pattern a little bit, play around on just two strings, and then play around on just 3 strings. Play around on, the bottom 3 strings, play around on the top 3 strings, and learn the patterns. Really start to visualize the patterns. That's what I started doing with the pentatonic scale. Once I knew how to just kind of walk through it, I started playing around on just the bottom 3 strings or just the top 3 strings and just kind of playing around. And that really allows you to imprint that pattern into your head. Because for a while, you really got to think about it. You got to think, okay, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, slide, fret. You really got to think about everything. Eventually, things start becoming like muscle memory. So just keep repping it in. That's the secret. There is no secret, really. You just got to put the time in and keep repping it out. And then you start, understanding things on deeper and deeper levels, right? Because heck, after watching this video, you'll know how to do the major and minor scale, right? But until you practice it, until you run through this 100 times and you fumble and your finger hits the wrong string, and you're not really going to know how to play it. So you got to learn how to, as I always say, crawl before you can walk before you can jog before you can run before you can sprint, right? So if we can't do these things properly behind closed doors when the camera's off and nobody's around, how are we ever going to do it in front of others, right? So I'm going ahead and putting myself out there for the world to see that, eventually one day I will be good and I'll have all of this public data for everyone to look back on. For everyone that's been laughing. You just wait. You wait a couple months, years. I'll be decent. I'm not saying I'll be the next Jimi Hendrix. This won't be my career, but it'll be a cool little fun side hobby. So I'm flapping my gums. Let me get a sip of some Sha real quick. Sha, I say that because I'm teaching myself Portuguese through a couple different applications and things, and listening to their music and trying to watch some little movies or sitcoms here every now and then. But yeah, trying to learn my Portuguese. So the Portuguese word for tea is Sha, C-H-A with a little asterisk thingy above it. Love this cup. It's so true about everything in life. Experiment, fail, learn, repeat. As I said in another video, failure is a failure, however you want to, put that word. It's got a negative, feeling to it for some reason. And no, it's very important to fail. The people that don't fail aren't even trying. So when you fail a bunch, that's how you get good, right? And Jimi Hendrix wasn't just just pick up the guitar at 17 or 20 or whenever, and just get on stage and start performing after like 2 hours of even holding a guitar. Wasn't the case. I promise you that. So they put in all these hours behind closed doors and cameras are off. So let's go ahead and jump back in. We're going to experiment. We're going to fail. We're going to learn from our failures. And then we're going to repeat those steps. We're going to keep experimenting, keep failing, keep learning, keep repeating. So let's go back to that A minor scale so we can fail and learn on this. See, and when you start playing around like the top or the lowest three strings, 4, 5, 6, you'll start really understanding, okay, 5 and 6, it's the exact same pattern. Index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky. So you can play on those two strings for 5 minutes and really understand that pattern is a minor pattern. It's an A minor pattern right here, but if I move it up here and I do that same pattern, it's a G minor scale, part of the pattern. That's part of it. It's not the whole thing. I didn't run through the whole scale, but that's part of it. Come down here, anchor my root on the C note. We're going to run it. C minor scale pattern, right? So it's very cool. Once you start playing around on just 2 strings, just 3 strings, you really start imprinting that pattern in a different way. You're taking chunks of it and really piecing it together at least for my mind, right? Everybody's different. So, but yeah, I was able to run the scales for a while, but then once I started actually breaking them down into, just having some fun on the first 3 strings and just having some fun on the bottom 3 strings, was I really able to understand, okay, this is how this pattern's really going. Because no one ever plays, a full scale, just up and down, up and down. No one does that. So when you're playing around on those, just a couple strings at a time, you really start to understand the pattern, I think, on a better level. So see, then you start to learn, okay, on this 4th string, it's pretty much the same pattern. I just don't put down my pinky. Rather than putting down my pinky, I would transition. So then you play around on like the bottom 3, or then you play around on like the middle 4. Just pick different ways of practicing it. Like here now, I'll practice on the bottom 3 strings. Having the stickers is a tremendous help because I don't have it all. I don't know what every single note is just yet. So having the stickers helps tremendously, I would say. But once you freestyle and play around for a little while, I don't need the stickers anymore, right? Because I can transition to anywhere, and as long as I'm playing that pattern, it doesn't matter. I'm still within that scale, shape. So. Okay, A minor scale. Take it anywhere else. G minor scale. As long as you're staying within that pattern. You're fine. Alright, let's go down here to the B minor scale. As long as you're still within that pattern, it's the B minor scale. Since you wanted to play the major B, you'd slide over. You start with your middle finger again, like we showed at the first half of the video. You can rewind it and, refresh your memory on what I'm talking about here. But if you play that pattern, it's the B major scale. So it's all about the pattern. Again, 2 patterns get you every major scale and minor scale. So learn the major and minor scale. Run through those, put your time in, make sure you get those down. We'll make sure we practice those ourselves, in a couple more videos. You can't just practice something one time and be like, oh, okay, cool, I got it, I know it. No, you gotta, put a lot more hours in and practice, offline. So I'll be sure to make more videos on that. But real quick, I just wanted to mention the pinned comment below. Always check that out. That's where you can kind of get like a layout of the exercises that I'm doing for the day, and kind of get like a written out description to kind of match what I'm trying to explain with my words throughout this hour-long practice session. So make sure you check out the pinned comment. Also leave a comment of your own. That gets a community of like minds speaking about music and guitar, helping each other out, helping each other learn. So I really like learning from everybody. That was another big reason of starting this YouTube channel, was to get with a community of maybe only 5 or 10 subscribers, maybe 500 or 1,000 subscribers. Who knows what it'll get to? But regardless, it's a community of like minds that can help each other learn and grow and share ideas. So hopefully people will comment. I'm always sure to read those and respond. Also hit the like button just to help a friend out. I really, really appreciate it when my friends are letting me know, that the video is, worthwhile. It lets YouTube know that it's a good video as well. So go ahead and hit that like button just to help a friend out always, no matter what. Hit that. And then also subscribe if you like, learning guitar from a, beginner to beginner. I know there's some other guitarists out there that try to, do YouTube videos as well, and they have lots more subscribers and followings and things. But sometimes they're so good that they forget how to kind of explain it and things like that to a beginner. So I think that a lot of people forget how important it is to learn how to just do very basic stuff, like just doing, this. It doesn't have to be just like that, but like in the format of a spider drill or something like that. There's always, these people teaching, full on songs and how to do things. And a lot of times in the video, they get so carried away and showing how cool and great that they are that it's like, calm down. Maybe a 15-second, snippet of you killing it is good enough. We understand that you're great. We can tell. Explain it slowly, dumb it down. But a lot of people forget that. So hopefully from another beginner, I can kind of, reach, a part of your brain that, things will, something will click. You're like, oh, okay, that's what they mean. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and, so yeah, if music, anything like that is of interest to you, go ahead and subscribe. I plan on making some more videos in the future. Once I'm done with this challenge, I have another challenge for myself. I'm always just, trying to do that, whatever the challenge might be, whether it's physical, mental, career, whatever it might be, just always trying to challenge myself. So once I get done with this one, I got another one up my sleeve. So stay tuned for that. I plan on making some other videos with actual edits and, cool graphics, things like that, transitions, color, grading, stuff like that. So I'm working on some editing and some filming, photography, that whole little gamut of things too. So having fun with things, trying to grow with YouTube and photography and editing and stuff like that. So if you like those things, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be putting out videos in the future. But first, we got to get done with the 100-day challenge. Priorities. One thing at a time. I can't do everything like Elon Musk. Not a robot. Not an alien. Right. Now we're going to transition into some just skipping strings. See, again, it sounds so basic, right? But and until you run through, I can't express it enough. Until you run through it 100 times and skip strings, and fail and skip too many strings, or don't even skip one at all and fail and mess up and just get that arm calibrated, you're not going to be able to do it. You do it 5 times and you get it accurate 100% of those 5 times. You can't just assume that you've gotten it. So I was trying to play something the other day on Musician and it started skipping strings on me, and I was like, I was getting decent when the string is like adjacent because I have like a feel for it. But once you start skipping, I was like, oh man, here we go. So I want to get back into some just some very basic stuff, skipping strings. So we're going to go from starting on the 6th string. Again, we can mute this. We could make a chord shape if we really want, so that way things don't get so boring and monotonous. But we're really focused on the right hand right now and strumming for this latter half of the practice session here. So we're trying to skip strings. So it's 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. I'm also doing alternate picking. So again, strings 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. Return back to the top or the bottom. String 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. So skipping strings and alternate picking. Sometimes I'm going down, sometimes I'm plucking up. So working a lot here. Skipping strings and alternating all at the same time. So all right, and then again, if you don't want it to mute the strings and things to just get so, boring, again, you can fret, a chord shape, do the same thing if you desire. All right, so just skipping around on strings. If you know any other, you know, patterns or ways of skipping around, mix it up, have fun with it. Skip around on just a couple strings, or if you have any other practice ideas on skipping strings, let me know down in the comments. I'd like to, hear some other ones. I only have a couple, that I do myself. So if you have some other skipping string exercises, let me know what the finger pattern is, or the frets, or strings, or whatever you use down in the comments. Let me know. I appreciate it. Thank you. Up, down, up, down. All right. Just skip around on the first four strings there. Just doing strings 1, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4. So we're skipping strings. Strings 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2. You could do 1, 3, 4, 2 also. However you want to confuse the mind and, practice the, technique. Basically, we're not doing this for song per se. We're just calibrating and getting that understanding, so that way, in song later down the line, when we need to skip a string, okay, we kind of already have that understanding built up. So again, you don't hear something or do something one time and just get it right. You don't just read a book about motors and instantly just know how to build motors or make motors, or have any conversation about motors with any other type of person. Like, no. there's levels to it, and there's always building blocks. So just learn the basics right now of skipping strings, just to get calibrated on that understanding of how much you really need to move to accomplish such a thing. Get your picking style down. Try to do it the same way. Ankles cracking. Just skipping around on the lowest 4 strings now. String 6, 4, 5, 3, 6, 4, 5, 3, 6, 4, 5, 3, 6, 4, 5, 3. All right. Still just toying around with that, 10, 15, 20 minutes, every couple of days with skipping some strings, just like everything else, Every couple of days you want to switch it up, practice a little bit of lead guitar, practice a little bit of rhythm guitar, practice a little bit of, scales, practice a little bit of pentatonic scales, then practice a little bit of major and minor scales, so then practice a little bit of chords, and then practice a little bit of, maybe the caged chords. So always just kind of mix it up, right? Don't want to go too many days, right? I don't just want to practice caged chords for 5 days in a row and forget to do any type of lead guitar practice skills like spider exercises or things like that. Because I just want to be well-rounded, right? Everyone has different goals. Some people just want to do campfire songs. Some people just want to do acoustic. Some people, just want to, whatever it might be. But me personally, I just kind of want to, I just want to learn the thing, right? I'm just interested in music and guitar in general. So now that I've actually picked this up as a passion, I don't really care to mimic other people's songs per se right this moment. I'm just trying to bond with it, figure out, is it for me? Is it something I really like and want to continue on with and things like that. So yeah, just trying all these various different exercises so that way I can kind of figure out, what do I like? Do I like finger style playing? I haven't done any videos yet, but maybe I'll do some like tapping type videos, or do I like, hammer ons and hammer pull offs? Do I like sliding? That's why I'm doing all of these different techniques to, just be versatile, really get an understanding for this thing. Then we'll grow and we'll build from there. After the initial 100 days, we'll really build offline, behind closed doors and without the lights on and people watching. I'll get some extra focus and time in. So I'm excited to see how good I become from looking at video 100 once I get there, and then months and months later, once I get to 200 hours of practice. I won't make videos 101 through 200, but offline I'll definitely be picking it up and practicing. So after 100 offline hours, I'll make another video just to show how good I am at 200 hours. And I'd be interested to compare those videos. I'm excited to see what that is and what that sounds like. I love taking pictures of myself, before I do like a workout program or, record myself playing music. So that way in time I can always look back, because oftentimes we forget about, how far we've came. No, that's not skipping. I need to be skipping. Skip strings and look away. And just mixing it up. I'm just playing different chords so that way it doesn't sound so the same, so boring. But I'm really just focused on the skipping strings right now. This hand gets a lot of attention most days. Right now, second half of this video, I just want to focus on some picking and some skipping some strings, getting that feel for what's it really feel like, and how do I calibrate my arm so that way it skips strings properly, and doesn't just hit the adjacent string or skip, too many strings. So just repping this out. You can mute the strings if you want. You can play different chord shapes if you want. But the focus is on the right hand. All right. There we go. Keep skipping around on those strings. Skip a string. All right. Ring something out there just to close it out. That's going to be a wrap on today's hour practice session. That's day 65 in the books now. So thank you everybody who's tuned in and joined. I always greatly appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to the channel so that way you can find my channel again easier in the future, and that way you can continue being inspired to continue with your guitar journey as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for more music. Also, comment below for a community of like minds to speak and help each other grow and learn about guitar and music. And also, boop that like button just to help a friend out. That's always greatly appreciated. Also, these floating videos now on the screen, you can click those to continue watching my catalog. There's the 100 days that I'm trying to build, and here's the subsequent video in this series. So make sure you tune in to watch those. I appreciate the support always. Until next time, just make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. I love you. Peace out. We'll see each other in the next video. Take care. Peace.